Not only a Candela copy, but a special edition Candela copy that Darrington Press had sent me. Ooh. I am...
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Dungeons & Degrees. My name's Adrian.
And I'm Alex.
And today, our guest is Johnny of Talking XP, the Dungeon Master of the Misfits, and the proud owner of a signed special edition. I was definitely, corrected on that, special editions of Candela Obscura. Wow. Ooh, ah.
Ooh. Ah.
Look at that. Johnny, welcome.
It's beautiful.
Welcome to the pod.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no. I met Johnny through our the fundraiser for
the charity drive.
Yes, thank you.
Doctors Without Borders for January. Yeah,
that was.
I'm so glad that we did that because I met so many cool people through that.
Yeah, and they were just like, even though I wasn't the highest creator there, I felt like I was able to connect with a bunch of people, and then also any kind of spotlight that was put onto the charity was important. And a lot of people kind of came and they bought my little thing, and then I got one friend that's just dropping a bunch of money so I can eat a hot chip. So I mean, it's still something.
Hey, you know what? It counts. We got to 25,000, which is fucking
a lot
wild.
of money.
No,
But Adrian,
Yeah.
twice you've talked about how small you are. I need you to stop.
I am small bean.
You are not small bean. You
Look
are
at me,
not.
I'm so
You
cute.
you know what?
Bro,
I need somebody to run the
feel
numbers.
that same way. Just
Fuck
saying.
both of y'all. I need both of y'all to run the numbers of the connections you have made with other a number of people that you do reach because you have talked to other people. Shut the fuck up, both of y'all.
yeah,
Okay?
but
No,
they're only connecting with me because they are doing the same thing. They're
Oh, I'm sorry
trying
that you
to
have interests with
make
other people on this
connections.
planet.
Yeah.
But it's made me feel.
See how both y'all have nothing to say? First of all, nothing.
Yeah, well, listen, all right. You tell my brain that.
Who am I talking to?
I don't know.
The brain is in the room. The brain is in the
Both, maybe, I don't know. I'm scared.
Listen, I'm sorry. Well, look, listen. I'm getting better. I'm just saying that I feel like I'm growing though. I think if you had asked me last year to do the same thing, I'm I couldn't reach anybody. But this year I was just I fucking love charity. Let's just fucking do it. Also, it sucks what's going on in Gaza. Let's help out.
Yeah, holy fuck, dude. Goddamn. Yeah. So the second part, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
fucking sucks. Still sucks.
Yeah.
The first part, I've had the same thing where I never would have thought that I would have been able to make any of the connections that I had before. Last Gen Con I got invited to a D&D party, and that's where I felt like that, where it was why the fuck am I here? But that's I think that's just the bane of being a creator too. It's just that imposter syndrome and thinking that you don't belong because you don't have the numbers or something like that, and somehow adding intrinsic value to how many followers you have to the work that you put out.
Right.
Yeah. So here, let me pose this to you, because I did see another TikTok creator that was I've had a couple of videos go viral, but generally I stay under 2-3K. Cool. And then the joy that comes from the 2-3K is more than the joy that comes from going viral, because everybody comes out when you go viral, right? It's the trash humans also emerge. They come out and they say, somebody's sharing something they enjoy. Let me poop on it. But
Of course.
if you,
because it is the internet.
right. So, like, the small numbers, like, that's still more people than you talk to in your day-to-day life, right? You're still reaching more people than if I go out and go down the street to Target and then I come home, because that's probably all I'm going to see.
I don't like when you make sense, dude.
I had this person pose, if you took the followers that you have just in general and put them into a room, you'd be fucking overwhelmed.
You'd be suffocated.
And that's like, I mean, I have like 18K on TikTok, which, I mean, compared to other people is not very much, but like, of course, like that's a respectable amount. But when I compare myself to, like, you know, Run DMG, the one that actually, you know, set up the whole charity stream, who has like hundreds of thousands, and then like that at the D&D party we had like Macy Lynn and that great gentleman and fucking Matt Mercer, and I'm like, 18 is this big, you know?
No.
It's all about the comparisons that.
But do you still got there, right? With 18, they pulled those numbers, but they were still got the same invite as you, right?
They're still in the same room as you, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that.
No, I would.
What is that? There's like a movie quote that it's like, I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me.
Yeah.
And I can't. What is that?
It's the smiley face with the red dot. It's the Watchmen.
Oh, it's Watchmen. Yeah, Rorschach.
Yep.
That's right.
This is the one episode Michael cannot hear, because if I didn't get that immediately, that's going to be grounds for divorce. So thanks for that.
I think we all finished
If
first.
anything, daylight saving times, whatever. You know, that's what happened.
Yeah, you know, blame it on that. Honestly, we could blame a lot of stuff on that.
Yeah, I'm just when I got out of work, I'm like, the sun's still up. What the fuck?
For me, so I'm in Oregon, so for me it's like good, because most of the year the fucking sun is gone by 5 p.m., 4 p.m. And then now it's like, oh, it's a sunny day again.
Whoa.
See? There's light coming out of there. It's wild.
There's light in the outside. What the fuck?
Who would have known?
Not me.
I never go outside
No,
anyways.
I don't even know what the sun looks like.
Grass? What is
We
that?
could have two suns at this point. I would have no idea.
Honestly, we could. That'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, it was a good time, the charity drive, and
yeah.
And to be honest, it just kind of got me like a fire under me of just like, you know, even if I only get like 1 or 2 new followers, it's still 1 or 2 more people that I like reached out to, which potentially, because I'm definitely gonna do. I mean, like every year I've done like some sort of charity event, so like then I've reached another 2 people that I didn't reach before about this. I guess these needs that need to be like attended to with group, I guess, with a bunch of money that I don't have, and also the government sucks. Anyways,
Government does suck, yeah.
So we're always growing. I want to ask you about, I guess, your channel right now. I've caught up a couple episodes. Misfits is a Curse of Strahd game. And Alex, you love when I talk about Curse of Strahd, because I talk about it every other fucking episode, because it's like one of the only modules I've played.
At this point, I really want to make a Curse of Strahd for kids.
That would be incredible. Make Strahd the Count from Sesame Street and just have him count the whole time. Oh my god, that'd be incredible.
Write that down.
I wrote it down. I'm going to do it over summer.
I've heard so many cool like homebrew people or homebrew ideas that people have brought to me just because of the fact that I'm running Ravenloft Misfits. It's like people are like, hey, I was thinking about doing like a pirate themed Curse of Strahd where Barovia is just the ocean and you have Valakai, which is like its own island, and then you have Krezk, the Ember Temple is like this whole dungeon that you can go into, and then like the central island is, you know, Ravenloft, like the whole castle, but just in an island. And I thought that was fucking sweet. That's like the coolest fucking idea ever. There's also, you can tell that I just love Kristen Strud. There's also this really cool thing called She is the Ancient that is made by Beth the Bard. That's really cool too, where it's just a gender bend of Strahd and who she was and what her backstory is and all of that stuff. It's really cool. I would have played it with that, but we started Ravenloft Misfits like a month before they actually released that, so I was like, damn. They already met Strahd. Oh well. I would have done it too. I would have fucking done it.
Last I checked, you were in, if I'm not mistaken, I think I checked in like a month ago, Argynvostholt? So I don't know where
so
you're
they
at right
just
now.
finished
Okay.
that character arc. Yeah, they just brought that the thing back when, the thing to do the thing. They just brought that thing.
Alex doesn't know, but I know.
Yeah. And now they're doing their own little there's a homebrew side quest type main quest thing that I found on Reddit. Both Dragnicarta and Mandy Mod are like fucking awesome when it comes to just making homebrew shit about like Barovia and Ravenloft in general. Super great stuff on Reddit, so if anybody is gonna run it, look that up.
She was great. We talked to
amazing.
Mandy Mod and Dragda.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
They're really, like down to they like this
They're
was
just like people, man.
Yeah, they're just like people, man.
Yep.
It was so good.
They had some fucking sick shit that I was like, that's a great idea, but I'm going to do it in my own way.
Exactly.
And so I've kind of just like mixed around. I've taken the ideas of the Fanes and I've made it into like, I had the Golthius dungeon a little different than what Mandy Mod had set up. And I had added my own little bits and things to, hint at other things that are going in my campaign and shit like that, But yeah, they're currently trying to do the Fanes right now, and it's gonna get intense.
How long have you been playing this this module so far?
August of 2021. They just hit 13th level.
Oh shit! I think mine stopped around 11 or 12. I think it was 11. But
Mine's gonna be 15.
Oh, your plans.
Oh yeah, and I have a bunch of NPCs that I'm gonna be having in the final battle. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the biggest fucking chaos thing ever, and I'm so fucking excited.
Hell yeah. That's so fun. Having everything kind of come together into this pinnacle of the end is coming. Either you win or you lose.
I have the way that this campaign has gone, the best way to end it is basically like it's all leading to the wedding between Irina's soulless husk that Strahd is desperately hoping will fix itself, even though he knows deep down that it won't. But he's setting up this wedding. He's finally going to be able to marry Tatiana, at least a part of her. And it's all coming down to this one wedding where basically, all hell is going to break loose. And it's going to be the end game kind of last few sessions. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited for it.
It's something else. Literally, I was talking to my players like a couple weeks ago, and they were just like, we talked about like, would you play like Curse of Strahd again, even though we finished them? And they're like, I kind of wish, if we did, it would have to be like a total different reiteration of the same thing. And also the things they learned as players and how they RP'd, as well as they've said like, oh, and what Adrian knows now versus what he knew at the very beginning. I think that'd be so cool because like for me, it was like my first time running a module ever.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was like beginning of COVID and everything. And I would just like reading the book the day before, and I'm like, okay, I got enough. And then, people go off and do their own shit, and it's like, okay, well, that's,
Every time that always happens, no matter.
And I learned. I had to learn, you sink or swim, dude.
You learn real quick. Yeah. You learn real quick.
Oh, boy.
That's insane. That was the first one that you would like. Did you do like any like one shots before?
Oh, yeah, I did some like homebrew stuff. It was all homebrew, trying to figure shit out, and then I was like,
Gotcha.
I don't know if I'm good online.
Did you do homebrew first? Yeah. Damn!
I didn't know.
That's even harder.
I didn't know. I didn't know what was hard and what was easy.
True.
I didn't know the difference.
Yeah, I mean, and then you get that like dopamine hit when you're creating your world, and then you have everything just thrown out the window when your players go off and do something that you weren't expecting. And yeah,
I've become better.
The pains of a DM.
It stopped becoming a pain when I learned that, okay, I think I can do the same thing where like, okay, they're going this way. And then like I search the spots of like the things that I threw away in past games, and I'm like, this is good. This is going in front of them.
That's in front of them now.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or it's, you're going that way? Huh. That actually ends up being that way too. Who would have thought? It doesn't matter if you went left or right.
The fucking mist is everywhere.
Exactly. You could show up anywhere in Barovia.
Exactly. I listened to your first episode of your podcast, and you were talking about the beta of Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm like, how did your expectations come to what actually happened? Because I was never in the beta, so I wanted to see like the growth of that from your perspective.
So I had joined the open beta, or not, like the
alpha or something.
The pre-release. That's what it was called. Joined that pretty early on, so they didn't have all of the classes that they have now. They had like wizard, rogue. I think they had warlock. I think they had all of like the classes that each of the NPCs have, and then fighter, right? So like, not many. Every time that they would update though, so they basically had Act 1 available before the mountain range. Like, they didn't have the Kresh. They didn't have
the Underdark.
No, they did have the Underdark at one point. So when they first started, they didn't. And then they added the Underdark, and then you could like go down the well and do the spiders and all that stuff as well. And every single time they would do like an update, like barbarians are now in and monks are now in, and now you have sorcerers or whatever, bards. Every single time that they would do a big update, it would erase what you've done.
Oh no.
So, and like they were always really good about like, hey, this is coming out, just so you know, so just be aware that your stuff is going to get erased. And every single time it was like, all right, I get it, right? That's fine. But I have played Act 1 countless times. And when I first got the game, I hadn't played in, months.
Yeah.
And so when I first got it, and like all of the NPCs were there, because Karlach wasn't in there when you first started. Karlach wasn't there, and then Shadowheart was a little different. But once I jumped in and, started playing... Oh, also the Illithid ship.
Oh, the Nautiloid.
Nautiloid. The Nautiloid was completely different. There was... completely different. There was, like, a huge... Like, there was that when you first met Lae'zel, that's where it starts branching off. Where it has, like, that little central area where the imps were. It was a bigger battlefield, and there was, like, more moving around. And then it would go up to the top floor of, like, the open floor of the Nautiloid, so you could see everything in Avernus, too. And they had, like, turrets shooting at, like, dragons that are flying by. It was really cool. It was a really cool part. And then they took that all out in the actual release. I'm not entirely sure why, but anyways, so getting like at least a little bit of dopamine from a new thing was cool, and then the last part where you're like fighting to get to the very end is the same. But even then, like jumping into Act 1 again when the game was actually released was still so good. I have played now probably around, like, including the 120 hours that I had before in the pre-release, I now have probably around like 500 hours in that game. Yeah, it's so good.
It is good. I just have this, what's it called? I was playing my Dark Urge run, and you know how like you accidentally do something stupid and then you forgot, like, oh, I gotta reload, and your reload is so far. I stopped playing that so many times.
So I'm doing honor mode on my first Dark Urge run.
Woo!
And I just defeated Raphael, so that's cool.
Nice.
Wiped the floor with him. It was like not even close. It was insane. So anybody that's trying to fight Raphael and having a hard time, go to his fucking boudoir or whatever the fuck it is. I can't remember what it was, but he has like a long rest pool there that you could hit multiple times. So I summoned everything that I could. I did Hero's Feast. I did Aid at like 6th level, so we had like 25 hit points extra. It was insane how much like boosts in just different boons that I had for the entire party. He didn't stand a fucking chance.
That's a good feeling. Especially when like most of the other things are just like, please don't die, and you're like, I can breathe, I can have fun, and this guy can die.
I was afraid of like, he does like a fuck ton of damage, but the way that his legendary action works is that when you attack one of his allies or him, he creates this like aura of like necrotic damage that does like anywhere from like 40 to like 70 damage. Wild.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it does it 4 times a round too. But the thing is that you have to prioritize when you first get in there the soul pillars that are in there. Once you take those out, it's gone. It's gone, and then he's just cake. But yeah. I'm doing that. Oh, I'm also doing an Oath of Devotion Paladin for my Dark Urge run. So, haven't broken my... I broke my oath once, and it was because of a stupid, like, glitch kind of thing. Or no, twice. I don't even know why the second time happened either.
It just like by the way, you broke your oath. Like, what the fuck?
Oath broken. I was like... Excuse me? Yeah. So I had to pay twice to have my oath redone, but it wasn't because of the Dark Urge. Still holding strong on that one.
Nice.
So that's good.
I fucking gave Karlak the free roam to just like go ham on that building, and I had 2 of my characters had 1 HP, and I'm just like, I'm trying to move my characters out of the fire, and they're just standing in it, and I'm like, please fucking move. And Karlak just runs by, and I'm like,
whack!
The two dead. Fuck. And they're just on fire, and Lazelle's just like looking at me. I'm like, please fucking pick them up, please. And just
do something.
I'm like, I'm not paying fucking so much gold just for some stupid mistake. And then I looked at my last save. I'm like, I'm gonna come back later.
Yeah. There's an easy way to just do the quick save. It's like 2 buttons. You press escape and then the quick save, and then you're good to go. That's what I literally, that is something that I do every like 10 minutes because I've had that happen where it's like, fuck, an hour? Fine.
I didn't know.
Same thing with Skyrim.
I got through the entire goblin area perfectly. No issues, nothing. Then I did something else, and I died. And then I had to play it all back, and it was literally like 6 hours. It was like literally 6 hours of time. And I was like, I hate this game.
No.
I hate it so much.
That's rough.
So, yeah. There's my 2 cents for Baldur's Gate 3. I play it much differently than y'all do.
I get
That's fine.
More power to you.
No, I
No,
play it.
what?
No,
you
that's
have
fine.
less power
Just,
to you. What do you want from me?
It's true. Less power, please.
Give it another chance. Give it another chance.
No. I'm there. But listen, I'm working the people. I am working the people.
Yeah.
I am. I'm doing my best.
That's what you got to do with the Goblin Camp. You just got to take them out one at a time. Yeah.
I just need a
but
story
Baldur's
on
Gate
quit
was
being mad at
cool.
me.
Bro, you can literally kill a child and Astarion will be like, hey, that's dope. That's a good job. You saved that child? He's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Know.
That's gross. Like, Astarion, what? We're talking about a child here.
How you feed on me, and that's how
fine.
you treat me?
Right? Come on,
Come
man.
on, just a little meat. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to talk about how it felt when they reached out to you, Candela Obscura.
Yeah. Wow, that was huge. That was like the first time that I've ever gotten like contacted by a place to say, hey, we want to send you our thing that you made a video on. And it was, of course, Darrington Press, the fucking Darrington Press. So I had made a TikTok series on Candela Obscura, how to play just from the quick start guide. I had, during my job, I have a lot of free time, so I just kind of went through the quick start guide, made my own notes and what I would say in a video, did the thing, posted the thing, and then made it on TikTok as well. So I made it on YouTube, and then I made it into the vertical portrait mode for TikTok. I also did one for Queen by Midnight, which is their board game that they did, like a battle royale kind of game.
Yeah.
I got it from Gen Con, and so I made a video on that, and I had it early, so I was able to work on that video before it was actually released,
Nice.
which was nice.
Yeah.
And then once it was released, I sent it out, and then that's when everybody was starting to see that. And again, I did it for TikTok into multiple parts, and that's the video that got seen by Darrington Press, or at least the community manager at Darrington Press. And I think it was on her like personal account that it like I popped up, and she's like, "Hey, that's cool," and like saved it for later for sending an email. But when Candela came out, I had already done and ran like 4 different one-shots. And so when they contacted me, they were like, hey, we want to send you a book. We have extra. So fill out this form. And I was like, okay, cool. So I filled out the form and I was like, can I have a special edition? Because I'll pay extra. I promise. Like, I'll pay whatever's extra. Didn't get a response from it. And then this fucking special edition one shows up and I'm like, ah! Yeah. So that was cool. And then I go to PAX U, and then the folks that made it, Spencer Stark and Rowan Hall, and then the other designer that I'm blinking, but I think it's Katie. I want to make sure that I give her Tracy, that's what it was. Tracy was also there, so she also signed it, which is great. Yeah, just I feel super, super lucky.
Yeah, but like that was like through your own what you did. So like it's not luck. It can't be luck.
I guess I don't know. I feel like there's like this sea of creators, and just to have been noticed by Senpai is quite enough for me. Like that alone is just like, all right, I can die happy. That's fine. But yeah, and then now they contacted me for Darrington Press, so like obviously that's not the end of it. So
You're on a
that's
short
kind of
list.
new.
You're like, hey, this guy did good work.
Apparently, yeah. I'm going through the open beta stuff right now, and it's looking pretty interesting. have you seen anything about Darrington, or I mean not Darrington, but Daggerheart?
I haven't heard anything about Daggerheart. What's it called? I saw the Queens by Midnight stuff, and I was like, that looks interesting because I love deck builders. But other than that,
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Gosh, I'll see if my friends. Can
Each
get
of the
into it.
princesses have their own like shtick,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they have their own way of fighting, and they have their own types of cards and all that stuff. And like you could pick a different one. And the clock tower that's at the center of it's so cool. It's awesome. I actually met Kyle Shire, who is the creator of Queen by Midnight, and he like it was released or sold at Gen Con, and then he was at that D&D party that I was at. And I had no idea that it was him at first. He was just like, I was just talking to him, and he was like, yeah, I just released a board game, and it seems like it's doing pretty good. I was like, hell yeah, good job, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Wow,
right?
Good job, buddy.
Right? I'm like, hey, you did it. Great job. You made it.
Wow.
You made it, kid. Great job, champ, right? And the next day, I fucking go and buy it, and I see his name on there. I'm like, oh. Oh, fuck.
Because like everyone's
He's the
released.
producer at Critical Role.
Yeah, like everyone's trying to get a game out there, so when they get released, like, yeah, there's so many of y'all out there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like I said, he's the producer at Critical Role, so it's like the perfect setup. I think he just like he pitched it like, I don't know if this is any good, but like kind of check it out. And I'm pretty sure like what Kyle said was like it was like 99% the same exact game that he made into production. They changed like this and that, but most of it was the exact same, which is like huge for board game creators. Usually they just completely change everything, like even the theme.
Right.
But this was just like, no, this is great. We're going to do this. So that's pretty cool. What were we talking about? Daggerheart. Daggerheart. So, Daggerheart is interesting. It is a 2d12 system. So you roll 1d12 is your hope dice or die, and then your other one is your fear die. And depending on which one is higher, you either get a hope point or the GM gets a fear die or fear point. You can use hope points to do certain things in the story, like, help a character get out of a, sticky situation. And then fear points come in where the GM can then use them to, like, attack or make something bad happen in certain situations when, the situation arises and things like that. But most of the rules are pretty similar to D&D as well. Like, it's similar enough to where anybody that knows D&D can pick it up pretty quickly. But this document is 377 pages already.
What the hell? This is thick.
It is thick with 2 C's, all caps. Like, whew. Yeah. Now a lot of that is like you're creating your character. It's also examples of play like they have in Candela, and then I think they also have creatures and stuff like that at the very end. So not all of that is like
you need
actual
all
text.
this, and then you could play.
Right. Yeah, no. They also have a quick start guide too right now. So and that one's only like 37. So I mean that really just shows that it's not really 377. It's just, more information included. But
you want to get in the nitty gritty? Here's the whole pool,
And that is, I didn't even look at the quick start guide. I'm like, give me the nitty gritty. Let me see it. I want to learn it all. Like, yeah.
It's mine.
Yeah. Like, I'm super excited. I'm actually going to be running a one shot on that on the 19th. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to run the example one shot that they have in there. We'll see how the rules are and if I actually can grasp it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always good, interesting to just jump into a new game and figuring it all out, and like versus like the analytical of it all versus the practical use of it.
Right.
Because it gets lost, especially also having to translate it to the other players as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
much to do.
Yeah, it's not as like crunchy as D&D is, which is interesting because I mean, I don't really D&D is crunchy, but I kind of like that crunch sometimes. This is a lot more light, but it's enough of that, complicated rules that make it, interesting and dynamic, I think. Especially the hope and the fear point thing. Because I haven't gotten into the combat just yet, but I don't think the GM rolls initiative or anything like that. It's very much like Candela, where it's like if you fail, something bad happens, and then that's when that fear point can come in, and that's when an attack happens. Yada yada yada. It's interesting.
Right.
I'm eager to learn more.
Yeah. No, just learning new systems, looking into them, and I just from the Discord server that we're in with all those creators, like they're like, oh, this is my system, this is my hack, this is my thing. I'm like, there's so many creative people out there, and they like to have a mind to grasp a concept so well, like, and this is how I'm gonna translate it to everybody. It's like boggles my mind. Look, I tried to do a puzzle once, and it just blew up. Okay. Alex is laughing because
that's not your fault. Puzzles are like another thing. Like you can't include that in your, GM ability because that is just it is either a hit or a miss. That is it. There's no middle ground. It's either it takes 4 hours or it's 20 seconds. Like I mean, shit, the puzzle that I gave you took almost as long as the 4 hours, right?
Yeah, because I didn't know how to use the cipher, and I'm just like, I'm gonna manually do this, the whole thing, and that was my, like, you know how people fiddle? That was my fiddling throughout the whole campaign. I'm like, I'm still playing, what the fuck, like, I'm still here.
I was so surprised to see that you got that much without the, like, encryption that we had put on. That is insane. You got like 90% of it. Yeah, that is incredible.
I like matching things. I don't know.
I get it. I probably would have done the same thing too.
I'm like, I don't know, freaking a dork for that kind of shit. Okay, I love it. I love it.
That, like riddles and I love that kind of stuff. It's so much fun.
But usually the people I play for just like, I came here to hit things. Come on.
I hit the door. I break down the door. I don't unlock it. I don't do anything.
As a former puzzle person on one of your, I'm offended. I love puzzles. I do like figuring it out. But I also really... I'm sorry. My eye is really itchy. Isn't that crazy?
It's fucking whack. Wow, you're really getting in there.
Wow. There's other people it's the play style. So if it was a bunch of people who really liked puzzles, sure. If it was not just a whole bunch of people who are really ready to smash doors, I think I'd be more interested.
But I had a lot of smash doors people.
There are a lot of smash doors people, and
that
I'm not there.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Like your party dynamic and moreover your player dynamic and how they want to play. I had a in-home game that I wanted to run like a stream game, and obviously they were not streamers. They didn't want to do that kind of a thing, and I was thinking, man, I want to make like dramatic reveals and become NPCs that they could talk to, blah blah blah. When they really just wanted like a game to play and to play together, which I regret some of the ways that I had ran things because I was not disappointed, but like I felt like there was something that was missing kind of thing, right? But in reality, there wasn't anything missing. It was just my expectations weren't matching their expectations, and so that was just a constant missing of the mark when I could have easily just been like, okay, you are not what I am needing, but you are still friends and I want to play a game with you. I'm glad that I have the stream now with like Ravenloft Misfits and like, all the one shots that I'm playing, because that is what I've wanted. That's what I've wanted as a DM and a GM, just to have that kind of a game. And now if I'm running anything out of, stream and stuff like that, I can now just be like, okay, cool. Yeah, let's just fucking, you're there.
Let's shoot the
no,
shit.
no
Let's
travel
have
time.
fun. Let's
You're
go.
there.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah, I regret the way that I did it back then. So if anybody is here, take that advice. If you're a new GM, just don't try and force a puzzle piece in a place that it doesn't fit. It just enjoy it. Just enjoy the gaming. Yeah.
That's good advice. Yeah. It's 100% good advice.
Yeah, things that you learn over the years. Because I've been GMing for about 10 years now. It's wild to say, but like once D&D came out, which came out in 2014. Holy shit, yeah, 10 years. So, yeah, wild.
When was college?
We don't talk about those words out loud, Adrian.
It's roughly the same amount.
We don't talk about those. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's when I was in college too.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2012 from high school.
I think mine was 2013. I think. I don't know. I remember there was just like the end of the world's happening, and then I either graduated in 2012 or like we survived the end of the world, or I was looking at my brother's graduating T-shirt. I forget. There's like, it's just a blur of shit in my head.
Yep, I get that.
It's okay, Alex.
I never got a 10-hour or nope, not 10-hour, 10-year reunion or anything like that. Honestly, I'm kind of glad that I didn't. It was during COVID.
Oh yeah.
Kind of glad.
So, as somebody who did not go to their 10-year reunion but watched the 10-year reunion unfold on social media, it was amazing. That I want zero to do with that. I want nothing to do with anybody from high school.
Please,
I just had
spill the tea because I love drama.
Listen, I just had my middle school bully
in.
try to add me on Facebook, and I was like, I don't think you understand the amount of trauma that you dealt to me. Like, I don't, like, congratulations on your receding hairline, but like, I'm not here for that.
Let's fucking go.
I'm not here for it. So basically, it was like all the kids who really didn't do anything after high school, like didn't go off and have real jobs or move away. They got together and went to a hotel room, or not a hotel room, like a hotel banquet.
Just one hotel
Just
room.
one room.
They're just all standing, like, drinking. So, what have you been up to?
Yeah, and then they just, like, partied. And then people were like, oh, shit, so-and-so died from whatever drug overdose. And I was like, none of that. None of that. We all got added to a singular Facebook group, and I was like, I don't fucking know any of you. I don't...
Just gonna hit leave.
Like, I don't know what the fuck I did where I went to school with 1,200 people, and I was like, I don't fucking know any of you. Bye.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, my high school was in Southern California, so it's like heavily populated and about 1,200 students.
Yeah.
I feel like there was actually more. I think there was like 2,000, but anyways, a lot of people. So there's a lot of high schoolers.
2001
that when I was at that time,
school,
I was like,
though, right? Is that what you're saying? 2001 school?
Meaning like 2,000-ish students?
Yeah. We had 1,200 in my graduating class.
I swear to God, that's what I had too. I think I'm thinking of 1,200, but that was our graduating class out of
So we had
Mine was 250.
We had 3,000 students
125.
at my school, junior and seniors only. The 9 and 12 campus was different, so it was a gigantic. And I don't know anybody.
Wow.
I don't know a single like.
Shit. I don't blame you on that.
And then you watch and you're like, okay, like I recognize this name, and you look through their like social media and you're like, look at that multi-level marketing that you're doing. Like that's great.
Oh my God.
That's so good. Good for you.
My God. The amount of messages that I get from previous high school people of like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh God, here we go. I'm doing all right. How you doing? Because I want to be nice. I'm doing all right. How you doing? I'm doing great. I'm living the life. I just got this really good job and blah, 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 blah. All right. Well, great. That's awesome. Yeah, you want to work? It's a fuck. God damn it. No, I don't want to be a part of your No. I just don't respond because I'm too nice to be direct and say fuck off. Like,
it would be the nice thing, right?
It would be. And I got into that trap with people that I knew that I knew that they had a hard time in high school, and I was like, oh well, I just want to make sure you're alive and doing well. And it's that flip in the conversation where you're like, oh shit, no, this is a trap. Man, yeah. I hope that you are doing well because I'm no longer going to talk to you anymore. I'm done.
Yep. It's like, oh, this is how it's going to... Okay, never mind. Bye.
I really hope somebody from high school is listening to this and they're like... they're in it. But
and whoever you are...
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I don't...
Got you.
Fuck you.
Yeah. My eye is itching right now for some reason.
This audio. It's not audio only. That's why it's not audio anymore.
We've changed it up. We've changed up the format. I'm trying to think. There was an attempt, I think, for a reunion, and I think they got 7 people to go.
That's a reunion that I don't want to go to just because of the fact that that's way too little amount of people. My social anxiety could fucking never. Oh my god. If it's 100 people, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But 7 people, I would be just constantly thinking that they're judging me. You know how it goes. Why is that? That's such a weird fucking dichotomy.
I don't know.
There's a loss of a sense of self in a crowd of 100 people. You don't have to be you. You could literally be anybody else. But with 7, you can memorize 7 names within an hour.
Yeah.
Right? So that. I did go to a wedding where...
And you can't really escape anywhere.
No, and I went to my cousin's wedding that had 100 people and I had a full-on panic attack. So it's just different for different people. It's okay. I had to go outside.
I also had a panic attack when I went to PAX U. There was a singular place that a lot of people went, which was great for networking and talking to people because you had a lot of people that had a lot of followers and a lot of, influence, I guess. You could meet them there. Mm-hmm. But it was fucking wild. So we were outside. PAX U is in Philly, right? So it's already kind of a relatively loud city. And then you walk into the bar or the hotel, which has the bar maybe 100 feet away, right, from the entrance. Immediately when you walk in, you're just hit with this loud crowd sound that is deafening. And immediately I was just I don't want to fucking be here. My brain was you are in danger. You need to leave. And I'm no, not now. No, there's people. But yeah, I had to take
Mason, the numbers.
Had to take what do they mean? I needed quite a bit of time before I could actually join in and a little bit of alcohol in order to actually get over that. But then by that time, a lot of people had already left and it was okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you're going to go to PAX U, just be fucking ready for it.
I do have a question, and I was thinking about this the other day because Adrian and I just got back from LubbockCon, which is a smaller convention.
Small little convention.
Okay.
We love it. It's great.
We can all agree people who go to conventions are probably neurodivergent, right? They're probably a little bit built differently in 1,000 different ways, just like that. Why do we run conventions as if neurotypical people go to these things? We need quiet spaces. The lights need to be turned down low. There needs to be some decorum within the conversations.
Get in there. We need to stop her. That's that's a great, that's a huge flaw in everything. I think it's just the Illuminati.
Why do we
honestly.
allow people to run these things where we hate? There's small talk at every step of the way. I have to make small talk going through the artist alley. I have to make small talk going through vendors. I don't want a small talk. I just want to look. And it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's because I don't know how to talk to you.
Yeah. Brain just doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't. And then you want us to go in these like loud ass areas and then try to be human, and then we have to like crash. I don't think con crud is anything other than like having to crash and be in a hole for 2 or 3 days because it's so overwhelming.
Yeah. And then also like just trying to find where A15 is in a giant hallway that is like only one way, and then people are like, all right, you put in headphones because it's overwhelming. You have that nice little noise cancellation, so you don't have to deal with all of that. And then you hear at the top of their lungs someone yelling at you because you're going down a one-way hallway that, woo, look out.
And God forbid you break the rules, which would send me in a tailspin. If I'm breaking rules, that's not intentional, and I hate breaking rules. Like, I'm going to cry.
Oh.
I'm going to cry.
Oh, no.
It's true. So why even try?
Yeah.
Why even try? I don't know where the room is.
In the best part,
Doesn't matter.
Nobody was going down the hall. Absolutely zero people were there. So it's like,
What?
my guy, look around you. What's the fucking point? Where's the fire? Like, you don't need to tell me that. Yeah, that was San Diego Comic-Con, by the way. Dumb fucking
I could never.
that convention center is stupid.
I could never.
It's so fucking dumb. It's like split up between two different sides, and you have to like go outside in order to get there, and it's during July, which is like the hottest time to be in California. It's on the coast, thankfully, but it's still fucking hot and humid. And so when you go outside, you're like drenched in sweat by the time that you get into the next side, and the AC's not pumping enough, so it's warm and a lot of people and loud noises, and yeah, I'm not going to San Diego Comic-Con again. It was not worth it. Also, the lines were fucking insane. I walked out because there was going to be a Spider-Man 2 like preview or something like that for the new game, or I guess the new game. At that time, it wasn't released, and I wanted to check it out and see what it's all about. So, went outside. First, couldn't find the actual fucking line because it's so convoluted and they don't fucking tell you anything. And I finally, bumble my way around to find the line, which is under this little awning, right? It's only like a line of maybe 50 people, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I turn around and I see this giant line of hundreds of people lining up outside. I shit you not, it was like a quarter mile long of just people waiting to go in there. I turned around and I said, fuck that, and I turned around and I heard people like, no. Yeah. Shit's wild. Yeah, cons are a beast.
Man, speaking of beasts, we're about to try to go to Gen Con together.
I will cry. It's fine.
I'm going to be there.
Oh,
it's going to be fun.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, Gen Con is one of the biggest TTRPG, cons of the year, so it's hard not to go to that one. It's a lot of fun though. Last year they had like a whole room that was dedicated to the Avatar TTRPG, and it looked like a shop from Avatar, and they had like art everywhere, and everybody was like dressed up, and it was so cool. They have like themed stuff, but yeah, but also just as stressful as any other con, of course. Oh my god, I took a picture of like when before we go into the exhibition hall, I took a picture of how like the sea of people just waiting to go inside. I had a panic attack there too.
No, I think I went like 2 years ago, and it was just it was my first con ever, and I just like spent most of it trying to figure out where the fuck I was.
Yep.
I was trying to find like a certain booth.
Yep.
Like I just passed it, and I'm like walking in circles, and I'm like, I thought I saw that same floating thing in the sky, and I walked towards it. Like, no, this is a different one. Apparently, it's just huge. It's fucking huge.
Huge. And then they have the Colts stadium that also has stuff in there. So if you're looking and you're trying to find where, a room is, you're probably in the wrong fucking place because it might be in there. They have like a huge card tournament there, which is pretty fucking sweet. But like, imagine playing cards in the Colts stadium for a tournament. That's pretty cool.
I did that with was it Splendor? Yeah, it was Splendor, and I won that one. I was like, oh,
hell yeah.
It was like,
let's go.
I don't know like how it is, but it's like divvied up into time slots, so like only people could go into this one, but it was fun.
Gotcha. So you won your slot.
Yeah,
that's sick.
I just didn't have time to go to another one. I'm like, it is what it is. But they gave me a little token, and I was like, first con.
Nice. Yeah. I struggle with running things at a con because I said I want to run Candela. I want to be able to, or just any TTRPG really. Right. Like I want to be able to run and like, meet people and do stuff like that. But at the same time, games take so long.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm missing out in terms of the con time. So it's just that like sticky situation where I'm like, I don't know if I want to play a game with people and like, build relationships, or if I want to go to the con and try to build relationships. I don't know.
What kind of stress, what flavor stress do I want, Just like
exactly
go through the crowd, or maybe do very badly at this game. I don't know. Or have like some like, you're not really vetting anybody, so it's like anybody could join your game. So like, are they all chill?
Right.
Is someone just like, nah, I don't believe that's right or anything?
Yeah. God, I had a player like that would just like argue against everything. And eventually I just, hey, this is not your table. Go find another.
Yeah.
But God, that's a fucking tough situation, especially for people pleasers like me.
We know it over here, don't we, Alex?
Yeah.
I'm trying to play some games or GM some games for Gen Con, but they haven't said anything.
What are you thinking?
Just good old fashioned D&D, so I don't fuck it all up.
You wouldn't fuck it up.
Hey, I don't know.
There are tables for like first time playing, and there's like no way that could get that into the weeds of things. So like if you want to do something like that, easy. Yeah. No, for sure. You got it.
Thanks, Johnny. All right.
I'll be there.
Oh.
I'll sit down and I'll be like, first time playing
D&D.
How
do I play this game?
What's the D20?
Which was the D20? Johnny, it's this one. And you're going to see how much patience I have.
Perfect. I have so much fucking patience. You have to as a DM. You have to.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into that story, else we're going to be here for another 10, 20 minutes. But we were at the minute mark. Is there anything else, Alex, that you want to ask?
We are at the 45-minute mark, just so you know.
Oh, because I kept fucking up.
Yeah, so we're at 45
Hey!
Cut this out, editing Adrian.
Thanks, editing Adrian. Have a good day.
Hey, editing Adrian here. We're not the 45-minute mark. We are not. In fact, there's a couple more minutes, right? By couple, we mean like at least a little less than 30. So, that's what I have edited. This is what I need to edit. So, you're wrong, Alex. You've made me... You miscalculated. here I am. Anyways, back to the freaking episode.
Okay, that's me.
You could do it.
All right. Shoot. Thank you, Alex. Otherwise, we'd have a short episode. Yeah.
Not with Johnny.
Not with Johnny. I was just like,
More time? Nice.
Do you want to talk more about releasing somebody? Because that's a thing that we've come up a conversation we've had multiple times with different guests is approaching a player at your table who is not a good fit. Do you mind talking more about that situation? Are you comfortable at all? Because if you're not,
yeah,
totally makes sense.
No, I could totally talk about
okay.
that. Especially my perspective as a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I actually had to do that for Ravenloft. There was a player that I didn't know if they were going to be a great fit in the beginning, but I was like, let's try it. Let's see how it goes. I was like, kind of gaslighting myself. And this is nothing against the person. It was just a mismatch in terms of like how we all wanted to run the game, and then how they had wanted to be in the game, right? Like it's just different tables. I don't know if that makes sense, but I had to kind of, it's funny. I looked up all the research on how to fire somebody because it's the same. It was the same thing. It was like, it's just kind of springing onto somebody in some cases. Hey, you're not a good fit. I've talked to the other people and they agree. I think we're going to be splitting our ways. And here's your severance bonus. So, jokes aside.
Yeah.
This person didn't have really an idea that this was going to be happening, which kind of sucks. But I think that it was like I needed to get to that point quickly because we are streaming and I wanted to make sure that, whatever content we're making is to what I expect it to be. And yeah, I basically sent them a message on Discord that day and I said, hey, do you have time for a meeting? And
oh, no.
And they were like, oh, what's it about? And I was like, I'll talk to you later. Got on the meeting and I was like, hey. And the things that everybody says about firing somebody is to not beat around the bush, to just get to the fucking point, tell them why they're there, and then also, like, they say not to really get into the nitty-gritty of why you're making the decision. Like, give a vague idea, like, I just don't think that this table is a great fit for you. I think that you and your style and my style are just a little different, and that's nothing wrong with you. It's just me. I have that, and I have like a good match with the other folks. It's just I think that we're in a mismatch, which is pretty much what I said. It went okay. I felt awful after that, but it was necessary. I think that I had gotten over it pretty soon after, like a couple days. So you feel like shit for a couple days, but the game gets exponentially better when you have folks that are all on the same page. It, like, immediately after that happened, it was like the doors were open and we're rushing out, right? Like it was necessary.
Were there...
As far as a problem player...
Sorry.
As far as a problem player goes, that's a little more urgent.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you need to have like a team meeting with like everybody, not maybe not that said person, but like with all the other players, and be like, I'm noticing this. Are you guys noticing this? Okay, cool. We're all noticing this. What are we going to do? And like figure out what everybody thinks. There's really no right answer to this, but like a lot of the times it's just you either find a new game that this person can't ruin, or you tell them, hey, you can't play with us. And that's the hardest one. It's like when you finally get to that point, it's just, if you're not having fun, stop doing the thing. That's my biggest piece of advice is like, don't do something if it's not something that you're either benefiting from or you're having fun with other people with. If you're miserable the whole time, fucking stop. Just stop and reevaluate. Like, put it off for a couple months or just like completely forget about it. I don't know. And that's kind of what I think most people end up doing is just like, oh, I'm busy this week, and then they put it off for the next week, and then the next week, and then the next week, and then it just eventually dies out, and they don't have to face that, which is totally valid. That is a valid way to do it. It just sucks.
Yeah. I think the avoiding is a natural human occurrence of like, I'm just going to avoid whatever it is I'm doing, and then the choice will be made for me. I'm in my life where I'm trying not to do that. So that's where like, I'm like, ugh, that's not a valid way anymore, because it does, like, I'm avoiding what is it that I don't want? Question, not saying that you didn't do it. Were there any like stops in between, like, okay, I identified them at the beginning of the game. Maybe they're not quite a fit. Like, what was your thinking throughout the game until you got to the like, nah, this is just not going to work. This is a no from me, dog.
I think.
Not saying that you didn't do it.
There were Right. I didn't really check in with them.
Okay.
Which sucks to say. There was only like 4 episodes that we had played by the time that it got to that point. I had seen certain things that I gaslight myself all the time.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, nah, it's not that big of a deal. Nah, it's not that big of a deal. And then I go back and I edit and then I watch and I'm like, ooh, yeah, that was as bad as I thought it was. Or I'll, again, gaslight myself again and be like, nah, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But there was just a few RP decisions that I and other players disagreed with, and it wasn't like in a hostile way. It was just a difference of opinion, I guess, is the best way to put it, where it's like, I don't see why you took that route. I'm sure you do, but I don't see why that was the route that you took in this RP moment. And then that, it kind of left us with like a
hole.
What do we do now? You know? It was just unexpected sometimes with certain things, and I didn't want that to affect the story or my way of bringing the story forward so that they can then, you know, tell their own story and stuff like that. I didn't want it to like kind of ruin the dynamic that we had with other players, because this, not rogue person, but like mismatch. I mean, like that's really what it focuses down on, is like, it was just a mismatch. It just, their play style was different than everybody else's. And I think that's what I wanted to make sure that didn't affect the story going forward.
Yeah.
So when I did bring them on that meeting, that was like the first time that they had heard anything like that. And it sucked even more because of that.
I mean, was it the first time? Because if your players and you are all like, hey, why did you make that role-playing choice? Like, what was the decision behind, like, I think if you're cognizant...
But we didn't ask. That's the thing.
It's just that everyone had that feeling. That's weird.
It was just like
Are humans funny? I just think...
Humans are... yeah. And, I mean, my brain of being conflict avoidant and all of that stuff, of course... yeah, I mean,
and that's really hard to go through.
It's hard. And the thing is that it's not that I didn't like them as a player. I just don't think that it was a good match, and that just sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks because nobody wins in that case. Like, I wanted to play with them, just maybe not in this situation. Like, I would have them on like one shots or whatever, but like the way that it ended, obviously, like their feelings were hurt, and I understand that, and I just kind of have to live with that, and it sucks, but like I understand that that's what happened, and it just. There's not much that I could have done. That's the thing.
Yeah. And especially as a people pleaser, like you and I for sure want to go home and like I want to be like, okay, like this bad thing happened, but here's how we fix it immediately, and we don't have to sit in these sad feelings, and we can just, we have a solution immediately. Yeah. But like, I mean, it is hard to hear from a whole group of people that you don't want to be played with. Like you don't want them. Like that's what you're gonna hear, right? You're not good enough to sit at our table.
Thankfully, right? Yeah, right. I know, and like it's one thing to like, for me to say like, oh, I just don't think that you're a good fit, but then I can only say the same thing a certain amount of ways. But like in the end, that is a way that somebody could spin it, is like, yeah, you're not good enough. But nowhere, like that is not what it. If it was a different party, if it was a different group of people, like, yeah, it would have been a good fit, and we would have been able to play the story that we wanted to play. But it wasn't just me that felt that like mismatch. Yeah. So it's hard. It's hard.
But you did.
Being a person is hard. But we did.
You got through it. And look, you get to be grilled on it later about it at a random podcast. Isn't that fun?
Honestly, I am totally up to, owning my mistakes and things that I should have done. God, there are so many.
Yeah.
But I make a mistake, and then I learn from it, and then I try and do better next time. That's like we're supposed to be able to make mistakes. We're supposed to be able to like learn from those, because if you're not able to make mistakes and you're not able to learn, you're going to be crippled by anxiety because you need to be perfect, and that's just fucking impossible. Yeah. It just is.
Yeah.
I say that, but yet.
No, and I think reminding like people who play anytime you see any sort of TTRPG being played, there are still humans, there are still people there, and like part of what we lose from watching Critical Role or Dimension 20 is that that's their career. They have honed in those skills to the nth degree, and playing at home means that I'm nervous because I want to do something good for y'all. I want to be a DM who has interesting and engaging stories. I want to be a DM that gives you twists and puzzles, but like I'm also a human, and sometimes my human brain can't even remember how to tie their shoes or can't even remember the gate code in order to get into my home, right? So like there are still those things that go through, and I think we just need to remember, at the end of the day, like I need to trust myself, because I think had you trusted yourself at the very beginning, it wouldn't have been a problem. But like that's also hard. That's a really hard human thing to do, is trust yourself. Yeah. And adding the extra layer of people, like fuck that. But like also
God, it just hurts so much that I hurt somebody else. Like that's the worst part about it.
Yeah. But like you wrote a better story, and like you had more fun, and it wasn't, you're not avoiding the thing. So is it a little bit because you want to beat yourself up? Is it that like constant pressure that I
nice,
listen,
nice. Just wow.
I operate in the I need to be as nice as possible so that I don't hurt people's feelings.
That
is tough to do. It's tough. It's a constant juggle.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. No, it's
It sucks.
Man.
it was tough.
Adrian, how do you feel about that?
No, like I'm on the same boat, but I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to listen. I've been very patient and very nice for a long time, and the thing is though, like because I was like that, it caused disturbance and it caused pain for others. And then I'm like, oh, to be mean for just a little bit will help for the other people feel better, and those people I do care for,
Maybe not even mean,
Right.
but direct.
Correct. And hurting one person's feelings,
Which is hard.
Yeah. And what's it called? I think, I don't know, Alex, you knew I had to let go of a second person, right? On one of my games.
A second person?
Yeah. And this was like, it was into this new campaign. And before I did it, because I knew it just needed to happen, I sat down outside of this wedding I was at because someone had DM'd me. And I'm like, I was just like, it's like tearing up. And I'm like, but I gotta do it because it's the right thing to do. And then I literally was like, hey man, nice wedding, I gotta go. So I left because I was like, I didn't want to like have that gloom on me while he's having his happiest day of his life. So
Yeah.
Wait, were you throwing the person at the wedding? Like the person that you went to the wedding for?
Dude, that would have been
No.
funny. I don't think so.
No,
I don't think
this
so.
is just-
It just sounded like
Oh,
he
it
needed
was
to leave.
just- okay,
Like, that would be so fucked
I
up.
was like,
Here's your
dude,
wedding
you were
gift.
at this guy's
Bye.
wedding, and you were like, I'm gonna fucking kick you out of our group, man. Bye.
For like a split second, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh no, you had to leave because of... Got it. Okay.
Because I
Could
was
you
acting
imagine,
up.
though?
Just absolutely insane.
God, that'd be so...
Can you think about like the number of XP
Yeah.
points you would get from people pleasing? Like, that would launch you out of being a people pleaser. Like,
That would be so bad
Yeah,
for
'cause,
my
I mean,
mental
there's-
health.
It's not... I mean, like... It's a mental gymnastics thing that you have to do constantly. It's like...
Yeah.
energy that you're putting into your mind and your thought process of how can I please every single person around me, which is fucking impossible, but yet I still do it. Constant struggle. Oh, also, just texting and saying like, hey, I don't think you're a good fit, that's totally valid too. I know that there's like a bad stigma around it, but if you are not confrontational and that is the only way that you can get it done, do it.
and then block them.
That I think that's the best piece of advice. And then block them. Yeah. Stay toxic.
I'm in my blocking
honey,
era.
did you get my
It's fine.
text?
Yeah, if you don't get text
Hell
back
yeah,
from me
dude.
regularly, I blocked your ass. I'm done. I don't care. I just can't. I can't.
I don't have anything wrong with blocking for mental health. 100%, like that is it's important because I mean like shit, going on Twitter now,
Ugh. Ugh.
it is disgusting. It's disgusting.
It is. It
And
truly
like
is.
even threads is starting to change where like threads had this like nice little bubble. It was all super nice TTRPG folks, and it still is. But then every once in a while that yuck pops up and then you just block and it's gone.
Yep.
And I think that is perfectly valid. I do think though if you are going to, you know, if it's somebody that is close to you and you're telling them through text that they need to go, I think they deserve a little bit of an explanation. But you know what? In the end of you know what? No. Fuck what I said. Fuck what I said. Because now I'm going through like what I would do, and you know what? If at the end of the day the best thing for your mental health is to not and to block, you know what? Fuck it. Do it. Do it. And then like later down the line, if you have enough spoons to fucking do it, then do that later. Be like, hey, sorry about how the way things ended up. This is the reason why. Or never. It's fucking your life, dude.
Yeah.
I just had a conversation with a friend
of
of mine, and she was like, I just want to know why their ex-boyfriend broke up with them. I just want to know why. And then like later on, she was having a conversation about her therapist, and she was like, well, my therapist and I were talking, and my therapist asked, like, if he called, if you would answer. And she said, fuck no, I would, like, send it straight to voicemail and then block his number. And I was like, then why do you need to know why? If you are so ready and set to block somebody, why do you need to know why? It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the outcome. It never changes the outcome. Why is for your own safety, to make you feel good about whatever it is, or to make you feel bad about the thing that you already know what the fuck it was.
True.
Like, I already
some people are addicted to that.
You're just trying to make yourself feel bad. Like, it's literally nothing that you can change. The person didn't watch you. It's okay. Cry about it a little bit. Go watch a sad movie. Eat some Ben and Jerry's. And then go do something else. Now, if you're a toxic ass motherfucker, go do something else and, like, jump off a cliff. Or, like, go to therapy. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference.
With a cord attached to your ankle.
Okay.
You know, bungee.
In Minecraft.
Bungee. Yeah, I guess don't do it on purpose.
I will never bungee jump. I'm afraid of heights, and I didn't learn that. I didn't learn that I was afraid of heights until I was asked to prom. I was blindfolded when we got here, and so we walked onto this, and then I saw when we were there that it was a hot air balloon, and I was like, oh, that's cool. It's a free hot air balloon. You could just go on, and, you know, it takes you up for like 20 seconds, then comes back down. And we were up there, and I looked down, and I was like, oh my God. Oh, no. And then, you know, that's when the sign came out. Hey, do you want to, I can't even remember it was like a good joke too. It was like a pun, like take me to bigger heights or some shit like that. I don't know. And go to prom with me. And then I just, okay. And then
just get me off. Just take me out.
Freaked out the rest of the time. Yeah. It's hilarious. But yeah, no, bungee jumping, not my thing. Not my thing. Mm-mm. Yeah.
With my oldness,
yeah,
right?
Do whatever is best.
With my age, I'm so happy we never had promposals or like homecoming, like it was just like, hey, you and I are dating, cool. We're dates. Like, that's it. It's just like,
cool. Yeah.
No extravagant.
Yeah.
Balloon situations. Just, you good? We good? Let's go.
Doing something creative to like say, hey, do you want to go to the dance with me?
Yeah. Listen, it's fine. We also are from Texas, where homecoming mums are a thing, so yeah, I had the big
it's
one.
A big little
homecoming.
Yeah, you gotta explain that a little further.
Okay, so dear listener, and for Johnny, homecoming mums. Homecoming is a significant last football game at
football or basketball or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. For Texas, though, we get mums.
We love football.
We get mums and garters, and the garters go on the arm, and they're a big chrysanthemum, like, right? So that's where the mum comes from, because they're chrysanthemums. The garter goes on the arm. It's usually shorter, usually extravagant, but the showing of wealth shows up in the homecoming mum that typically are worn by female presenting people, and they can be pretty extravagant. So I had, like, it's a big cardboard piece and fake flowers, and then, like, it goes around your neck as if you're a cow, and then the streamers go all the way down to your feet. So you got flowers on the chest, and then from the, like, chest down, it's just like ribbons and streamers and bells, and then it has your name and your date's name, and then your school, and then sometimes it depends on what the colors depend on what your status is in school, so like seniors or juniors or just Google it. They're stunning. But homecoming season, man, is one of my favorite seasons on TikTok, because like they show out. Technology is readily available. My homecoming date put 2 cowbells right where my feet were, so I like kicked the cowbells as I walked. I put an entire like Hallmark ornament on his garter. So he had a little like ornament on it that would make like made sounds. Like it's
incredible.
wild. So yeah.
This is insane.
Uh-huh.
The pictures that I'm finding on the internet. Like, this person just has a literal, like, shape of Texas thing that, like, they're like this trying to see on the other side of. That is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something else sometimes.
They're expensive too. Like, we're not even just talking about like what I have to wear and then you wear it to the football game, but like they can run thousands of dollars.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
You learn something new every day. Hey, this is a
seriously
educational podcast. There we go. We got it. We got one. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Adrian. Now we're at the hour mark. Any other thing?
I think I had a little bit of a panic. I was just like, oh, I fucked up. Oh, Johnny doesn't think I want him to be around. I want him out. No. And I had to like pause and I'm like, calm the fuck down, Adrian. Just calm the fuck down.
Good.
I'm like, Alex, please.
For sure, like, not even close to what I'm thinking at all.
Cool. Yeah. No. I just had to reposition my thoughts into reality. And I'm like, relax. You got this.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. Alex is here. Alex, please help him.
Alex has had 4 consecutive days of enough sleep, so this spring break Alex is a whole new person.
that's the only reason.
She's not running on.
Spring break, are you a teacher?
I am a teacher.
So much fucking respect for you.
No, it's fine. I just yell at children.
Even more respect than before. I mean, yeah, but still, the fact that you do that every single day is incredible. My wife was a teacher's aide for 4th grade.
Fuck that. Yeah. Absolutely. There's not enough money you could ever pay me to be a teacher's aide, okay? I would have to be in one classroom and I would never move. You could not. Our aides are treated like shit. Like, fuck that.
Yeah. So she started at $15 an hour in California.
No.
Which is fucking stupid.
Nope.
With a BA. Started with 15. Got a raise to 16. And then a cost of living adjustment happened. Or no, 16.25. That's what it was. 16.25. Cost of living adjustment happened. So she made $16.75. Ooh. And then they raised the minimum payment or the minimum wage to $16. So before that,
so we're good.
She was making $1.25 more. We were making $1.25 more than the basic, the bottom, $15 an hour. And now she's making 75 cents more than the base. Tell me why that makes sense. Why did a cost of living adjustment increase this by $1, but only 50 cents for her? All the while, guess how much the principal or president of this private school makes?
Please tell me. Give me the number. Give me the number.
Just guess. Throw one out. It is not 110.
215.
Not even that.
Not even that?
Would you be surprised if I said that it is twice that much?
See, fuck it. Don't.
$460,000.
This is gonna be another hour. This is gonna be another hour. I don't fuck with private school.
Bring your wife in here. Bring your wife in here.
Bring her back. I don't fuck with private school. I don't. Especially being in Texas, and I'm a public school teacher. I got a lot of feelings about it because fuck you, Ted Cruz and Greg Abbott.
They're
monsters.
But there's no fucking way.
The school hides behind.
Absolutely not. No. In a private school, fucking in California, like, there's no fucking reason why any of your teachers are being underpaid. If your fucking principal, which, sure, you're raising money for your school, but $600,000? No. What do you need?
460,000.
400. What the fuck do you need? What do you need?
Right. Right.
What do you need?
And then that's not even including the bonuses and shit
Fuck.
like that.
What are you bonusing off of? What's your performance? Your kids? You don't even have to fucking take any...
Right? All the while they're saying, we care about you
They
guys.
don't.
We're so thankful.
Pizza party.
Here, have a
pizza party.
Exactly. Yes. They get like, it's like this one day a month where like they gather these things, and I think it was a PTA was also involved, but like still.
How the fuck do you
They just
also have a
gather things
PTA
and be like-
though? But PTA
Right.
like brings money to the school. But like you don't need a PTA if your dude bro's making 400,000. Like fuck you. Fuck you.
You want to know how bougie it is too? They have winter break.
Yeah.
They have winter break, but they also have another break.
Yeah.
For ski week. Because so many families go to like Colorado or the fucking Swiss Alps for all I fucking know. There's so many that go that there were so many kids that were absent that they just said, fuck it, here, have the whole week.
Whoa, wow, what the fuck?
Yes, I think we should probably just end with that, because that is like the $15 an hour was the minimum, and then it raised to $16 an hour.
My kids don't even have socks. Like, a lot of my kids don't even wear socks with their shoes because it's expensive. Like,
the amount of
ski
Teslas
week?
in the parking lot, the amount of people that pick up their kids for the parents as a job. Yeah, different tax bracket. Different fucking tax
Absolutely
bracket.
different tax
Yeah,
bracket.
yeah, I know. And then you have people that are just, fucking eating shit every day and expected to live off of this much money. Yeah. It's bullshit. I love where we live. This is my favorite place in the world.
We are
Earth?
the bad guys.
The planet Earth? Is that what we're...
We are the bad guys. We
Not
are
in the sexy
fucking
Billie
bad
Eilish way
guys.
either. Just like...
Just flat bad guys. We are the BBEG of the world. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, where can they find
So that's
you,
a
Johnny?
depressing note. So if you want more depressing shit, check out Ravenloft Misfits. Yeah, that's on Spotify and whatever fucking else, YouTube, Twitch. We do it on Monday nights, and then we release the recording Friday mornings. I don't know. I'm all over the internet with @TalkingXP, so say what's up, I guess. If there's ever a time that you listen to Ravenloft Misfits, tell me that, hey, I listened to it. Like, that fucking makes my day every single time. There's this person that just joined our Discord, like, a few days ago, finally caught up, was able to make it to our most recent stream, and then ended up winning our giveaway that we do during the break. Oh, it was great. It's just like that kind of shit. That's why I do this. That's why I do this.
yeah.
Is for those fucking moments of just like, that's sick. That's amazing. Yeah, it's incredible. So join the thing. Do the Ravenloft Misfits, and I run Candela as well. I also have a way to learn how to play Candela on my YouTube page. So that's really good. And then I'm also gonna have a Daggerheart one soon, whenever they're done with beta.
We're gonna have so much fun running into people at Gen Con,
Yeah.
Adrian. I'm so excited.
Yes.
If you see me
That's
in the
the
corner
plan.
crying, you know why.
Water.
If you guys, if I see you there, just come hang out. I have like a huge list of people that I have to go and hang out with. So if you want to come and meet some people, say hi,
yeah.
and I'll bring you with me.
Ooh.
Also, if anybody here is going to go to Gen Con, any of you, come and say hi. 'Cause
Yeah.
Come say
I'm not scary. I will literally not do. I love doing that kind of stuff. So like, I know when I was going to Gen Con and I saw somebody that I was like, ooh, I want to talk to that person. I'm like, what the fucking hate me? They're gonna hate me. No.
I know those guys
and then
on
turn around.
TikTok, and I just walk by them. No, I'm not gonna interact with them, and I walk by.
One Shot Questers was one of them. I saw him when I got out of one of the panels. I know that we were just about to end, but
You're good.
One Shot Questers was there, and I was like, nope, never mind. All right, and I just walked away because I just nothing will ever beat though. At that D&D party, they had like drinks at the bar, and I finally got my drink, and I turn around and I see Matt Mercer, and I'm like, nope. And I turn around and I just walk away because I couldn't. I mentally could not process that Matt Mercer was there. And then I finally made my way around, and then I have my profile picture everywhere is just me hugging Matt Mercer. No big deal, like whatever. Yeah.
Braiding our hair together, it's fine.
Wild. Yeah, it's like whatever, He gives great hugs. He's a great human.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, say hi at Gen Con.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
Alex.
Thank you, dear listener, for joining us on another episode of Dungeons and Degrees. You can find us anywhere pods are cast, so please share and subscribe to all of your friends, families, and enemies. You can also find us on the Patreon. You can help us out, help us grow. It's fine. We're going to stop We're going to stop saying that we're a small podcast, and you can help us grow with that Patreon. You can also find us on Discord and all of the social medias at Dungeon, just with no S, because that makes sense. And N, the letter N, as in nope, or nachos, or...
Nazareth?
No, Nepalese. Sure, Nazareth.
Nepalese.
Neapolitan. And then degrees, as if you have multiple degrees. That's it for me, Adrian.
Oh, also on the podcast, on the Patreon though, book club's coming out every month.
Book club. So if you are on the book talk, me and a couple of other friends of the podcast sit and talk about our books. Mostly it's a Sarah J. Maas fan cast. Sometimes we talk about other games. Yeah. Oh.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I read up until the blue one. Shit. Fucking the Christmas special. I haven't read that one yet.
Just send this to Gabby, Adrian. Just send that little tiny clip to... I read until the Christmas special, and then my
Frost and Starlight.
groaning,
There we go.
because that... I have it. It's signed. I'm so excited that I have a signed copy of a Sarah J. Maas book. I hate that story.
That one?
Yeah. It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
Yeah.
This is going to turn into another Sarah J. Maas cast if we don't stop right now.
I'm not part of it because I don't read. Anyways.
I usually don't either, but my wife just fucking loves
What a
it. So I was
good
like, all right,
spouse.
yeah. I haven't read in a while, so I've been so fucking busy. What is time when you have free time, when you have all of this shit going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm all alone too. That sucks. That sucks ass. Being alone and running content. God. But I'm not mad about it at
actually
all.
here. It's fine. It's just Adrian.
Hey, you want to join a podcast? No, I'm the co-host. This one's about to die.
Biggest burn.
It's fine, you guys. You know what? That's fine.
Incredible.
Braid your hair together. I'm
working on it, okay? I'm working on it.
It's fine.
I can't.
Braid your little beards.
I probably could if I tried.
Okay, in 1 second. I'm waiting for.
Just end it.
roommate.
Just end it.
No, I am. Okay, I'll just end
quit
it right
making
now.
eye contact with people.
Only make eye contact. Only make eye contact and end the podcast. Do it.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. My name is Adrian.
And I'm Alex.
Got you.
Oh, I forgot to tell Johnny to sign up with us. Johnny, sign out. Say you've been Johnny.
I've been Johnny this whole time. Might be hard to believe, but it's true. Yeah.
Go have some
Roll some dice.
All right, this is the most episode ever.